Yo, what's up guys? I'm back with another video. It's been a pretty long time since my last video, and that is because I had to wait for my QK65 to come in. And then my microphone broke, so I had to buy a new one. The mic I went with this time is the Rode NT USB Mini, which is working very well for me, and I definitely recommend it for only $100. But everything is all set up now, and I'm ready to make some videos. Also, I just ordered some desk mats, so I might make a video on those when they come. But for today's video, I'm going to talk about my first impressions of the QK65. Alright, so for my build, I got the E-White case with the chroma weight. And let me just say, this looks insane. The weight just looks so unique compared to any other keyboard I've ever had. And it feels very quality. On the outside of the case, there are no blemishes or imperfections, and the weight is the same on that end. The stainless steel weight also adds some heft, which is expected from a weight of this caliber. I also went with the hot swap PCB for an easier build and deconstruction process. The PCB also has some flex cuts, but not a lot of them, but some are better than none. I also opted for the palm plate, which is my first time having one. Palm is a material usually used in switches, so I thought it would be cool to have a plate with it also. It has some flex cuts, but again, not a lot. I've found this plate to be very similar to a polycarbonate plate, but with a slightly deeper tone, but that could very well just be the keyboard sound from the case. Now for the building process. Oh man, where do I even start? Well, first off, I want to say that you must use the build guide for the QK65. It has a very complicated construction due to its screwless design, stainless steel weight, gasket system, and multiple case parts along with the multiple different types of screws. But once you get the build guide, which you can find online, the one I used was on Kwerty Key's YouTube channel, but really any build guide will suffice. For my build, I use 62-gram tangerine switches, which are great and in my opinion the standard for switches in today's market. They have some UHM WPE in their housing, which makes them extremely smooth. I did make a review on them, so go check that out if you haven't already. And to top off the keyboard, I went with GMK Laser Synthwave. And yes, these are real, and the nicest keycaps I own by far. They are ABS plastic and double shot. I also put on my favorite Artisan that I have, and it looks very nice on this keyboard. One thing I do want to mention though is that when I used the regular caps lock, I ran into some switch and keycap interference, which is very strange, and I have no idea how or where it is happening, but I just used the stepped caps to solve the problem. Since this is the first time I built it, I went with all stock foam and the silicone pad inside of the case. And now that the keyboard is done, I'll give you a quick sound test for now, and a full sound test will be at the end of the video. Now, let me just remind you that what you just heard without the keycaps and switches is only $200. If you know keyboards, then you know that that is insane for the price. And don't even get me started on the weight. The keyboard definitely sounds foamy, which I don't hate, but it's getting a little old. So I will be making a video on ways to mod it depending on your sound preference. But for now, I will talk about it with my configuration. This keyboard definitely punches above its weight class. It is very similar to the Mr. Suit by Owl Labs, which is the sister company of Kwerty Keys, so that makes sense. But one thing it lacks from the Mr. Suit is the flex. In this configuration, the only flex it has is a little bit from the plate, and it isn't even noticeable while typing. I think this is due to the overly filled case with all of the foams and the silicone, so I will definitely be checking it out without all of the foams to see how flexy it is. I am not expecting an insane amount, but definitely more than what is seen here. So putting my thoughts together, I think that from what I've seen, this is the best keyboard you can get value-wise. It is just insane how much Kwerty Keys has put into this keyboard, and especially for $200. I definitely will be using this for a very long time as my daily driver, and I will enjoy every last second of it. I will also do a review after a while to see how it holds up, and what I think is the best configuration for me after using it for a while. But that's all for now. Peace out, guys.